Okay. So, you know that. Hopefully, this works. You know that stupid meme on wherever you get your memes? Um, that's like, what celebrity would you feel safe in a room with? If you don't have an answer, I have a whole list of very good answers. Also, I found that it kind of sort of just turned into a list of people that I'd like to be in a room with, like just to meet them in general. And it's not in any particular order. And I know that I'm definitely forgetting somebody that I'm like love to meet them, but I can't remember who. So, there's that. So if you don't have an answer or you're just curious to see what my answers would be, welcome. I needed a video and this is what popped into my head. So here we are. So the first one is Pedro Pascal, because have you seen. Okay, first off, I'm also going to try not to do these by like the characters that they play, even though they do a really great job at playing their characters. It's not going to be by the characters, it's going to be like them, you know? Like, oh, it'd be so cool to meet the person who played blah blah blah, which is accurate for the entire list. However, it's more of like a like the who you feel safe with would be their personality, you know? And Pedro Pascal's personality is good. Have you ever seen a Pedro Pascal interview? Did you see his award speech where he's like, I'm out? And like his relationship with Bella Ramsey and like how they're bonded for last. It's so cute. They're so cute. And he just seems like such a good human being, you know? Like, it'd be so cool to meet him. So cool. The next one on the list is Adam Sandler. I think Adam Sandler, if I were in a room with Adam Sandler, he would just roast the shit out of me. And that would be probably a life accomplishment. Because if you don't love Adam Sandler, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because Adam Sandler is fantastic. That's it. Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito is a good answer because when for Matilda's the actress Mara Wilson's mom was sick, and Danny DeVito made sure that her mom got to see the movie before she died. It's so sweet. He was very sweet to her, and therefore I would be completely safe in a room with Danny DeVito, for sure. Also, that's really good. Yeah, I don't know. It just all seems very good. All right, next one, Henry Cavill. He's just a really buff nerd. Oh no. And I think he's married. If not, he's committed. I don't know. And they have a baby on the. That's so sweet. And he just builds his computers. He's really attached to the Witcher storyline and refused to play a character that did not meet the original depiction of the Witcher. He's like, no, this has to be accurate. And when Netflix was like, no, he was like, okay, well then, it can't be me. And that's amazing. I hate when things aren't accurate. You know, it makes me so mad. The next person, Eddie Murphy. I feel like it'd be cool to interview Eddie Murphy. You know, just because obviously he's Donkey in Shrek. You know, and he's Donkey in Shrek, but he's also Beverly Hills Cop. He's all these different characters. I wonder what it's like being able to say you've affected people's lives at different stages. Like you have something for everybody. That's really cool to be able to say. I wonder what his thoughts on that are. Genuinely would love to know. And then Johnny Depp. Obviously Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow. That'd be so cool. So cool. I don't know. I feel like I feel like Johnny Depp deserves a lot of love after the shit show that he's lived through. I very much Johnny Depp. Forever Johnny Depp. And he's such a, I don't know if I'd say well-rounded. I mean, obviously he's great at his career and has a whole bunch of different projects in different forms of media, but he's really good at dark movies. Like, that's like his niche, is like really like dark, twisted movies, and he's really good at playing those characters. Like, he's got the family movies for like family, obviously, and then he's got like the really dark ones, and they're just all so good. Oh, it's just so good. I love Johnny Depp. And then I was gonna include like YouTube famous people, but then I was like, that in itself is just a list of my favorite YouTubers. And this is kind of just a list of my favorite actors and actresses. But like, I feel like they need to be like things your parents might recognize, like not like actors. Like, not just celebrities. Like, this is like more like actors and comedians and musicians is kind of where this is like that kind of celebrity. And then if you want, I can do a part 2, which is like YouTubers, because I have a lot of really good YouTubers. They're all like, so I don't really watch people that aren't down to earth, so that's really cool. My next person is Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man. I feel like he had a whole shift in his early life that he obviously carried the MCU. Obviously, it's Robert Downey Jr., it's Iron Man, duh. But like, I think it's cool how, due to circumstance, he was like, it wasn't in such a great place in his early life, and then he made that, like, something happen, it just switched, and then he's like this huge celebrity. Like, he's done so much. I think that's really cool. Like, hey, it gets better, it can get better, you can become Iron Man. Another name on this list that I totally forgot to write down is Brendan Fraser. I love Brendan Fraser. He's amazing. The Mummy is obviously iconic, and I've seen him in other things, like Journey to the Center of the Earth and stuff. He's really good. I haven't seen The Whale yet, but I know, like, he got an award for The Whale. Like, that's a big deal. So that would be really cool. Meet Brendan Fraser. Yeah. I would totally be safe in a room with Brendan Fraser. The next one on the list is Jensen Ackles. I don't know. I've only made it to season 5 of Supernatural, because after, this is spoilers, so you might want to skip ahead. After Joe died, lost interest, because I thought they were going to be like, I wanted them to be together, you know? Like, she's my favorite out of everybody that we've ever seen him with. He's my favorite. Most definitely my favorite. And then, so, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, Joe and Dean, love them together. It was very sad. Sobbed profusely when, sobbed so hard. But I feel like he'd be really sweet, you know? I just think that. I don't know. I guess that needs to be determined. The next person on the list is David Harbour. Love David Harbour. Violent Night was amazing. It's my favorite Christmas movie now. and obviously Stranger Things, and we have a Ghost and Gran Turismo. He's just good in all of his roles. So the also he's got muscles. So if the room that we'd be in this fake scenario were to be needing defending, a lot of these dudes have muscles, of which I do not, and therefore we'd be okay. Also, didn't he recently stop on the side of the road to try to move a tree out of the way, by himself, and then people went and helped him, and oh my god, it's David Harbour. Everybody see that story? I'd be okay with David Harbour for sure. Also, this list isn't in any specific order. I don't remember if I said that. It's not in any specific order. It's just people I'd like to meet, or that I think I'd be good with. In a room, I'd be safe. Not be good with. I'd be safe. Theo James, Tobias in Divergent. Good time. What else is he in? He was in Secret Scripture. I watched that movie purely for him, but it's really dark. I mean, it's not really dark. It's not like Johnny Depp movie dark, but it's definitely twisted. He's the priest or whatever in that movie. I have Sanditon. I have not watched it yet. I've been seeing clips on YouTube Shorts of Time Traveler's Wife. I know he's in The Gentleman, but I have another TV show I'm watching right now and can't watch that yet. And also haven't seen the movie Gentleman, so I feel like it's crossing. Lying and Stealing I've seen. That was, I think, good. I'm pretty sure. How It Ends, I think, was kind of boring. But that's because there's only really 2 characters. So I think I should give that another try because I watched that in middle school. I don't know. I really like Theo James. His acting's good. He's also in White Lotus, right? I haven't seen that either. But I like Theo James for sure. Also, muscles. And I think he'd just be interesting to talk to. You know? I feel like I just want to have a conversation with all these people. That'd be so cool. Just to have a conversation. That'd be really cool. If any of these people are watching, you want to talk? I could come up with questions. I could also just ramble your head off. But that's okay. Next person is Matthew Lillard, Shaggy. He's also in She's All That. He's in Scream, the first one. My parents are going to be so mad at me. Bang, bang, bang. Love his acting. He's got such a range. Hey, Shaggy? Yeah, but also Psycho Killer? Yeah. And he's in Five Nights at Freddy's too. I'm not a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, so I haven't seen it, and I don't really know all the ins and outs or the lore or anything of that, but Matthew Lillard is a really cool actor. He seems like he'd be really, chill, you know? Not just because he plays Shaggy, and Shaggy's probably high, but, just chill. That's really cool. I think he'd be cool to have a conversation with. Again, he's kind of had career moments for different parts of people's lives. I think that's really... I mean, I get that, that happens because you get older and then you play different parts. And as you age, your fans age. I get it. But, also, just for new people, just being introduced, he's going to be this generation's Shaggy in the animated movies. Because Casey Kasem, I don't remember if he retired or died, but Matthew Lillard took over animated Shaggy a long time ago now. And that's really cool. That's how young people are going to know him. And then they'll watch Scream when they grow up, and then they'll watch... It's really cool. The next person on the list is Joe Keery. Baseball bat full of nails. I'd be okay with Joe Keery. I also want to ask it, about his music, because I found a lot of the interviews are mostly Stranger Things stuff, and not a lot of... I want to call it D-Joe, but it's not. It's just Joe. I'm pretty sure. But, I'd like to ask about his music, because I have a friend who does music, and then I'd like to ask. That'd be really cool. And then I found that also when I got into this next half of the list, when I was looking hey, what person am I forgetting? I found that I just started listing the casts of my favorite TV shows. Oops. So this next one is Gaten Matarazzo, which is Dustin in Stranger Things. He's just so sweet. I feel like that whole cast is really sweet. I would love to be in a room with the whole cast. That'd be really cool. Imagine the conversations you could have with like everybody present. That'd be really awesome. But I think I just put him on the list because he's one of my favorite of the original 4. So I guess that's why he's on here. I haven't seen him in anything else besides Stranger Things, but Dustin's like a really lovable character, and Gaten does a really good job of bringing him to life. And then we have Dermot Mulroney from The Wedding Date and also Anyone But You. I don't like watching My Best Friend's Wedding because like I just don't like the concept of that at all. So I feel like he'd be really cool because he was in a couple of romance movies for sure. And then wasn't. And then I think he's in Scream, but I haven't seen those Scream movies and I really want to because I feel like that just gives me a whole new depth of like his acting and stuff. But I haven't seen them. So I can't really speak much to that. But I feel like he'd be really cool to meet because like you were in a romance movie in the 90s, like you like he's so good at playing off the subtle romance. It's so good. Even now in Anyone But You, with even his side character was really well done of being like, oh, I love, like it's like the subtle, oh, it's so good. And then we have Joseph Quinn, who's Eddie in Stranger Things, but he also is in the new Quiet Place movie, which I haven't seen any of those either. I haven't seen a lot of these, but he did such a good job of bringing Eddie to life. I'd like to hear more about that, I guess, process. Like, I don't, like, you can't, Stranger Things isn't, like, based on a book. Like, the characters are new, and he just really made Eddie his own, and it's so good. It's such a lovable character that spoilers. It's so sad. I cried really hard. The next one is James Marsters, which he plays Spike in the Buffy series. He's the one that Buffy should have ended up with, if we're being so for real. But, which I guess they kind of did, but it kind of didn't. I've only watched Buffy through once, and I know how it ends, and I like Buffy. I do like Buffy, but I think Angel was fucked up. I didn't watch Angel the show. I mean, like, the character Angel was really fucked up. And I agree that Spike was definitely fucked up in the beginning, but I feel like Spike had a character arc, and Angel was kind of like, But James Marsters, I saw recently an interview where he was like, I really hated the episode where I had to, like, assault Buffy, you know, that in the bathroom in that one part in the later seasons. I'm like, that was so out of character. I hate that episode. Everybody hates that episode. And he's like, yeah, no, that one hurt, and therefore I would be okay with him in a room. The next one is TJ Thine, who plays Hodgins in Bones. Every once in a while on his Instagram, he's like, hi everybody, how are you doing today? And we all answer in the comments, and it's just really sweet and wholesome, and I think I'd be totally fine. And then we also have Eric Allen Kramer. I think it's Kramer. He's the dad in Good Luck Charlie. I'd totally be fine in a room with him. Also, he's so jacked. I'd be totally fine. He can cook. And he likes cooking. That's really cool. I don't know how to cook. Can I learn, please? I watch the Bradley Stephen Perry cooking show that he's in sometimes, and I'm like, how you do that? How you make edible food that looks good and have the motivation to make food? Because I don't. The next person is David Boreanaz. I always call him Boreans, but I don't think that's right. Boreanaz. I don't know. He's Booth in Bones, and he's also Angel in Buffy. I like Booth and Bones so much more. Also, he's jacked. I'd be okay. find I just put a lot of Jack's dudes. I took this question as like a defense type of way, but also I think it'd be cool to have a conversation with him because he's done a lot of TV shows. And TV show acting is different than movie acting, because movie acting you have like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get like a character. But in TV show acting, you have so many seasons that you can progress the character, which I think they did a really good job. I mean, okay, I won't watch Bones after a certain character dies I won't watch season 10 and on of Bones. I've watched it all once, but I won't watch it again. I stopped my rewatch at the end of season 9 for reasons I'm sure that if you've seen Bones, you know. But I in those later seasons, I think they did how Booth deals with his grief really well. I think it definitely shows that your character can have a good arc and then take some steps back. Like, I think that's really, I like that they did that because you don't usually see that. Do I like how Booth treated Bones in those seasons? No, I do not. But do I understand that was a good choice? Like, we hate it, but it's good. Like we're supposed to hate it. It's a nice time. It was good. But I think that'd be really cool to ask him about like acting on different TV shows. Because a lot of these people, they have TV shows and have the seasons, and that's a good question to ask anybody who's done a TV show. Hey, how did you know where the character was going? How in tune were you to the character as they progress through the seasons, so you can see like the little quirks and things? That's all really good to ask. I just want to meet these people, guys. I just want to have a conversation and just ask them questions and just like, that's so cool. The next the next person on the list is John Francis Daly, who plays Sweets in Bones. I want to ask him about, I know he had to leave Bones for another project, but I haven't seen, it could just be that I haven't watched anything with him in it or realized that he was in it. But like, I want to know about that like career shift, you know? Like, I don't know, and like dealing with like hey, people are not happy with that decision. I want to know what that was, you know? What that was like for him. Also, I just love his character so much. I just want to tell him thank you. Thank you for being such a lovable character. Oh god, my hair. Thank you for being such a lovable character. You are so missed in Bones. But also, I like the interns. I like that I could talk about my favorite things forever. The next person is Andrew Garfield. The way he talked about Emma Stone in like 2012. And even now, he's just like, he's so, I want to go with like, oh, I don't know, I just think he'd be nice to talk to. Like, he's the second iteration of Spider-Man that we've seen in live action, right? Because there's not a Sony, like there is, but there's not, but there's, I don't know, he's the second, and people didn't like him because he was a reboot of like other Spider-Man, and then I want to know what that was like, and I want to know, I don't know, just, he seems like really nice. He seems like a theater kid, because I know he's done a lot of like musical stuff, which is really cool. And I think I haven't seen Hacksaw Ridge yet, but I think I'm gonna like it because I think he really fleshes out the character, even though I don't really know what the character is, but I know that like I'm sure he plays it real good, you know? I don't know, it seems like I'd be safe in a room with him. He seems very, very chill. And then my next one is Tobey Maguire, because he's mean to paparazzi, and I love that. I'd be okay with him in a room. He'd be like, absolutely the fuck not. I'd be okay with him. That's really cool. I also love that they all came back for No Way Home. That was really sweet. It was so good. Another person I'd be safe in the room with is Bill Daniels, who plays Mr. Feeney. He's just married to his wife, just living his best life. I'd be totally okay with him. He's had a long career too. I feel like I would ask him what it's like being an icon of 90s kids, because I'm not a 90s kid. I am too young for that. A little bit too young for that. But I think, I don't know, I just think that's, I don't know. He's like in leagues with Stanley in my head. But Stanley is deceased. And Betty White. Oh God, I would have loved to meet Betty White. but like, they're deceased, so they're not on this list. And then we also have Colin O'Donoghue, who plays Hook in Once Upon a Time. I would like to know what it's like playing I think the first kind version of Hook that we've ever seen, with like a really good redemption arc. And like, he's just one of the most lovable characters on the show. And I want to, not just because he's attractive, but like because like all of his little character, like he's so good at the character is just all the little things that he just kind of throws in that really like play into who the character is. Like, I know some of it is obviously like spur of the moment type of things, but I'm wondering if some of the things were like, you know, that might be really good, and then he like thinks about it and then he throws them in, you know, like he's like, yeah, no, we're doing that. I'm not gonna tell anybody we're doing that. I'm gonna do it anyway. I want to know what those moments were, you know. He was also in Dolly Parton's Heartstrings in one episode, which just happens to be one of my favorite songs of Dolly Parton, which is JJ Sneed. I really like that. Also, Jennifer Goodwin is also in that. She's in the These Old Bones episode. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool to talk to him. And then playing different iterations of that same character because of season 7. And also like drunk Hook in those couple of episodes with time travel and things. But like what was it like playing Nook, which is not Hook for those who don't watch Once Upon a Time. I don't know. I just think it'd be really cool to meet him. I just want to meet these people. I'd be safe in a room with them, and I'd be talking their fucking ears off. That's a lie. I'd be too nervous to actually talk to them face to face. But I would love to. Alright, now we've moved on to the ladies. We have Sabrina Carpenter. Obviously. I would love to talk to Sabrina Carpenter and ask her like how it going from a Disney star to being just like pop princess, like that's amazing. And she's a good actress and she can sing and her new album is amazing, and oh, she's come so far. I'm so proud. I've grown up with her and I just love it so much. I'm so lucky to be in the same generation as Sabrina Carpenter. Like, that's amazing for me. I also just really want to be her friend. Never gonna happen, but that'd be really cool. I also like to make very unhinged jokes. Okay, and then we also have Zendaya, who I've also been with since I was a child. I watched Shake It Up, and then I watched Casey Undercover. I haven't watched Euphoria yet, but I know that she really like digs deep into that character. I think it's crazy how actors and actresses can just really dig into a character like that and just like become this whole new person on the screen. Like, that's crazy to me. That's amazing. And she's like a model, and she had a stint as a singer, which she was really good. I just want to talk to these people because I think they're really cool. My next one on the list is Dolly Parton. Everybody would be safe with Dolly Parton. She would make you her Dolly Parton banana cake thing that they sell at the store now, which is actually really good. You should totally try it. I would just like to know about like her songs, and I like how her songs tell their like stories. That's really cool to me. It's just, people just do cool things, and I'd like to talk to them about the cool things that they do. And then the next person on the list is Florence Pugh. I love Yelena so much. She's so good. And I know Florence has also had like really dramatic roles too, like in, I want to say she's in Midsummer and Little Women. Is that what that one was called? And then that one with Harry Styles. I don't know what it's called. She's done a lot. I haven't watched a lot of her stuff yet, but I really would like to. She seems really cool. I would just like to meet her. That'd be cool. I don't know what I'd ask her yet because I haven't watched as much of her stuff as I have other people yet, but I think she's really cool. Yeah. Okay, and then the next one is Sandra Bullock. I've watched almost all of her stuff, and I really like Sandra Bullock. And she doesn't have social media because of her movie The Net. She's like, yeah, that could happen, and I'm not doing that. Yeah, I mean, you know what? That's okay. Sure. But, like, it'd be cool to meet her. She's done so many different movies. And, like, how does one... I know she had some really bad movies in the beginning when she was just starting out. But how does making those bad movies... Who's watching the bad movies that gets you into the really good movies? Like, how do you build your name up for yourself if the content you have to work in the beginning isn't the greatest or isn't like the most centered around your character? Which I get, you start off as a side character, but like, how does your potential get recognized as a side character that gets you this huge career? That'd be really interesting to learn about. Yeah. Okay. The next person on my list is Jenna Ortega. I will watch anything with Jenna Ortega in it. I will also watch anything with Sandra Bullock in it, but anything with Jenna Ortega, I'm sat. We just watched the first Babysitter movie again, literally last night, so that we could watch Babysitter Killer Queen, which has Jenna Ortega in it. Her range is crazy. She is only a little bit older than I am, and her range is amazing. Like, if you've watched The Fallout, which is so dark, do not watch it if you are enrolled in schools or anything like that, because it's really dark. Yeah, she did such a good job. Like, I understand, like, that. Oh, it's so good. I'm gonna watch Miller's Girl soon, and we're obviously gonna rewatch Wednesday because it is spooky season now. But I've been with her since Stuck in the Middle. I haven't followed her as closely as I followed Sabrina Carpenter since her Girl Meets World's. Like, yeah, I haven't followed her as close, but I have missed out because she is so good. Ooh, love her. Next one is Millie Bobby Brown. I really love Enola Holmes, and I also love how she got on Stranger Things. Stranger Things is kind of like her Girl Meets World Stuck in the Middle. Like, that's her first thing. Her first, like, big thing, you know? And I like how now that she's done that, she's branching out into other roles. I know, like, that's what you do as an actor. But, like, I really liked Damsel. I did really like Damsel. I know, like, a lot of people... I guess it didn't. I know it's not my mom's favorite, but I liked it a lot. I think that's really cool. And then I also I like, what was I gonna say? Enola Holmes. I've watched Enola Holmes a million times, and it boggles me how actors can just act different in different. They just build the character so well, and they can just switch between which one they're doing. Like, that's crazy to me. I'd be totally fine in a room with Millie Bobby Brown. She'd be really nice. And then Jamie Lee Curtis, who is the babysitter in Halloween. She's just built to be the final girl. I'd be safe with her. My next one is Elena Armas? Elena D. Armas? I don't know. The girl in that one movie, she's not in one movie. She's in a lot of movies. I just haven't seen them, but I've seen a lot of interviews. And she's so sweet. She's so sweet. She's in she's in Knives Out with Chris Evans, and then she's in another movie with Chris Evans that I haven't seen yet, but I know their chemistry is really good, like acting wise together. Oops. And I think just meeting her would be really cool. She just seems like a cool person to talk to. She seems really sweet. And the next person on the list is Sadie Sink. Sadie Sink, season 4 of Stranger Things was so good. I would just love to have a conversation with her. And I know she's also in she's in that a scary movie, or a series of scary movies on Netflix. I don't know what it's called. Fear Street. There's 3 different Fear Street movies. I don't know which one she's in, or if she's in all of them. But I'm going to watch that this year, because I didn't watch it last year. I'm going to watch it this year. Just because she's in it. That's all it took to get me to watch it. That's it. I would just like to know. That'd be really cool. The next person is America Ferrera, who is in Sister of the Traveling Pants and Barbie. That's where I know her from. She seems really cool to talk to. She seems really, like... I want to know... I don't want to know, actually, because I do know how horrible Hollywood was to, and is to, actresses who even aren't chunky at all. They're just normal human size, and people are just really mean. And I know that, like, that was the whole thing. So I don't need to know about that. I would just like to know, after all the years of just hard work, and then you just end up, you're in the Barbie movie. Like, that's a big deal. I don't know. She just seems really cool. She seems really down to earth, and she's really good with Ariana Greenblatt in that movie, you know. So I just think that'd be really sweet. She's nice. The next person is Dove Cameron. I just want to know about the music stuff and Disney Channel, and like, I've been with her since Liv and Maddie. Actually, was Liv and Maddie first, or was Cloud9 first? Well, either way, I was with her since Disney. Like, I just want to talk to these people. They seem nice. They seem like they'd have cool stories to tell. And then the next person is Taylor Tomlinson. She's a stand-up comedian. She's amazing. We love her. She's so funny. Everybody needs to go tell her that her jeans look good. In that one video where she's like, do my jeans look good? She's like, no, they probably look like mom jeans. Or whatever. Like, you know what? Your jeans look great. And you're funny. And Gen Z loves you. And I can't wait for the next special. I'm so excited. And then the next one is Eliza Schlesinger. Her comedy is also really good. Most of them are on Netflix. Some of them are on Amazon. Other ones, I don't know if they're on anything right now. But her comedy is also really good. And then Taylor Tomlinson's comedy is also on Netflix. All of it's on Netflix, as far as I know. And then Winona Ryder. I really like Winona Ryder. She's She's really sweet. In interviews, she's really sweet. And I know that in interviews, like, it's your job to be nice and to be, like, congenial and all that bullshit. But I think these people are just genuine. And that's why I would like to meet them, is because they're just genuine. The next person is Emilia Clarke, who is in Me Before You. That's where I know her best from. I recently watched the Christmas movie that she's in. I was not happy with how it played out, but it was good. She's a good actress. I haven't seen Game of Thrones, but I've seen a lot of Game of Thrones. A lot of Game of Thrones clips. And she seems really cool. And I know I've seen interview clips where she's like, how do you feel about the end of Game of Thrones? And she's like, it ended. I like her a lot. She seems nice. She seems like, yeah, it's fine, but also like warning that like the diehard fans are like, it's not fine, definitely not fine. The next one is Neve Campbell, who's the girl in Scream. The final girl in all the Screams. She's my favorite. She's also in Wild Things. I really liked Wild Things. I was not ready for that. Wild Things is so good. Everybody should just go watch it. And then Michaela Conlon, who's Angela in Bones. She seems really cool to me. And Emily Deschanel, who's Bones in Bones. She'd be really cool to meet. And then Tamara Taylor is Cam in Bones, and she'd be really cool to meet. Like I said, I started listing my favorite TV show actors and actresses. And then Patricia Belcher. That's such an unfortunate last name. There's probably a pretty way to say it, but she is Miss Julian in Bones, and also the next door neighbor in Good Luck Charlie. She seems nice. I don't know. I'm very sleepy. I'm so sorry. She just seems really nice. She plays like pretty hard ass characters, but I feel like she'd be nice in person. And I'm willing to chance it. And then obviously Bridget Mendler from Good Luck Charlie and Lemonade Mouth and early Disney Channel, because do you know how many degrees that woman has? She's just like so smart. It'd be so crazy just to pick her brain. She's like, yeah, I was Disney Channel, and now I have so many degrees, and I went to school for a long time, and adopted a kid, and got married. She's done so many good things. And then I just want to talk to these people. It'd be really cool just to talk to these people. And then some honorable, like, I don't know, I guess mentions or people I totally forgot about until right now. Troy Baker plays Joel in the video game Last of Us, because Pedro Pascal is Joel in the TV show Last of Us. It'd be really cool to meet him, because that's a whole generation of video game players that you just created their favorite character. Like, we are so attached. It's crazy. Sorry. What was I doing? And then, right, okay. And then Ashley Johnson, which is Ellie in Last of Us. She also sings a little bit. She sings in the second one, and then she also has a Dungeons and Dragons song on Spotify that comes up when I'm listening to the playlist, the Last of Us covers and rarities, which is so very expensive, by the way. It'd be really cool to meet her, because she's another one who's just like, they're getting so old, I'm so sad. Oh no. Terrifying. They're not really that old. It's just, I expected them to be younger because of the interviews I've seen. They were younger, but that was a decade ago. So that makes sense. That's why they were younger a decade ago. She's also just somebody's just the favorite character. You know? Like, that's a whole generation that you're the favorite character. You voice the favorite character forever. You are immortalized in a video game. That's crazy. And then Annie Wershing is deceased. I'm pretty sure that is the one who is deceased. I don't know. I'd love to click on her name and look her up, except it won't let me. Yeah, she died in 2023. She is Tess. So sometimes I just play the game just so that she doesn't get forgotten about. Because she was so young. And so nice. Yeah, let's just make sure she never dies, okay? Can we do that? Can we all make a pact just to make sure she stays immortalized forever in the video game? And we're just gonna keep playing it over and over again just to keep her that way. And then also, I'm pretty sure oh, she's in those movies? Interesting. Sorry, I'm just doing research. Girl, where? Yeah, okay. So then Laura Bailey plays Abby in Last of Us. Like the voice of Abby in Last of Us. I would like to be in a room with her so that I can tell her that people suck and she does not deserve death threats and angry people all the time forever. Like, that's really fucked up, and as human beings we should be so much better than that. And I understand Abby's character. Like, I do. I get it. But you should not send... And I understand you're mad about what Abby did. I get it. But you should not send the actress death threats. She did not do anything wrong. That's ridiculous. And I would just like to be in a room with her so I can tell her that. Because people are unhinged and suck. Okay? They suck. Don't listen to them. And I'd like to tell the new actress who's playing Abby in the show, also, they suck. Do not listen to them, okay? Do not. And it's Caitlin Dever in the TV show, so just be nice, okay? Just be nice. It's not, don't take that much. If you cannot be nice, then please shut the fuck up. Public service announcement. Don't be a douchebag. Okay? So yes, that is my list of celebrities I'd feel safe in a room with. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. I'm sure I just don't know enough celebrities. But that's my list. I can do another one with just YouTube people. My pen was dying too, so it's all kind of blurry. But yeah. Let me know your celebrities that you'd like to meet or you'd feel safe in a room with. Because it's just a dumb thing going around social media. But like, if you genuinely didn't have an answer, these are some pretty cool people. These are good answers. So yeah. Alright. I have things to go do. So I'm gonna wait, wait. I just did the thing I do with my best friend. I'm so sorry. Okay. So I have things to do. So I'm gonna hang up now. And I will see you probably in another week. And I would like to do a live stream of a Last of Us playthrough. But I need a day of the week that I can just do that. And I just don't have one of those right now. So I don't know what my next video will be. Hopefully it's something enjoyable. But I don't know what it'll be. I don't actually really like this video very much, but that's okay. I'm looking around thinking if I can come up with an idea. I'm going to do at the end of October, I'm going to do a spooky movie rating, like all the movies I watched from September 1st to October 31st that are like spooky movies, and then give you a rating of Halloween movies, so that way you can add them into your rotation. So that'll be end of October, early November. It'd probably be early November that I would get that out. And then, I don't know, I'll figure something out. Probably. I don't know, I've got a lot going on. And this is just for fun, so. Alright, I'm gonna hang up now. I have things to do. I'm going to be late. I'm going to be very late. Alright, I will talk to you next week, I guess. Talk to me in the comments. Talk to me on Instagram. I post more book stuff and more movie stuff on Instagram. a lot of my nerding out is on Instagram. This is like long form nerding out, and then my Instagram is like my short form nerding out. So come hang out. I don't know. I will talk to you next week. Bye. Ew. Hate that face that I made. I hate all the faces I made. Okay, bye.